All right. Welcome to Mississinewa High School in the softball field, which is not named yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and call it Schwartz Field. And ready for a night of Lady Indians softball. But a quick update on our boys baseball game, which started at 5 in the bottom of the third. The Indians are up 2-1 on Huntington North, and just a quick sidebar, which I'm sure most of our viewers are aware. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Matamoros family, as Leo is still in the hospital after a very unfortunate incident last night, and our thoughts go out to our baseball team as well as they are playing, knowing Leo is in the hospital fighting right now, and our thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family. So going ahead and getting us started off quickly here, we are Lady Indians face the Lapel Bulldogs this evening, who were the state runner-up last year, maybe the best opponent to date that the Lady Indians will have faced, number 2 in 2A, and look forward to a really a good game here this evening from both sides. We have Brooklyn Nash starting at pitcher for the Lady Indians. She is throwing a 1.0 ERA, so played very, very well with 2 wins and multiple Ks as well, 18 to lead the team, and having the least amount of innings pitched for any of our ladies. So doing very, very well for us, and probably, I don't know if Coach would say she's our ace, but by stats at least so far, definitely would look that way. And then for the Lady Bulldogs, Zanowski will be pitching. Also, I would believe their ace as well, having pitched 24 innings, only given up 2 runs a game, and struck out 31 players. Maybe a pitcher's duel tonight. I know the Lady Indians have had a lot of very low-scoring games, been on the winning side of most of those. And so, again, looking forward to a good game tonight by both sides. And so we'll quickly give you the starting lineups here before we get ready to get started and take a break here as we do the national anthem and starters here live on the field. But for the Lapel Lady Bulldogs, leading off at second base is Stiers. Batting second at shortstop, Harper. Batting third in right field, Everman. Batting fourth at catcher is Gore. Batting fifth in left field is Jennings. Batting sixth at first base is Balser. Batting seventh as a designated player, which to my understanding means that they could bat 1 inning and maybe not bat the next inning, but they will be playing in the field no matter what. They just get the option to hit or not. And then batting 7 is Bodenhorn at third base. Batting 8 in center field is Murrows. And then batting 9th is the pitcher, Zanowski. And then for your Lady Indians, leading off, we have our pitcher, Brooklyn Nash. In center field, batting second is Ali Trejo. Batting third, playing third base, is Jenna Kraus. In left field, batting fourth, Charlie Ballage. At shortstop, batting fifth, is Amaya Parr-Inman. At second, batting sixth, is Jared Teagarden. Batting seventh at catcher, Lila Greer. Batting eighth in right field, Miller. And then at first base in the 9 spot is Parker Matchett. So looking forward again to another great game tonight. We're going to go ahead and take a couple-minute break here. Come back. We'll probably have anthem and starters on the field. Again, thank you for joining us this evening, and we will talk to you here in a minute. All right, welcome back. Lapel is taking their infield. They showed up maybe a few minutes later than normal, so the Lady Indians allowing them to get a few extra minutes to get warm and get around for the game. So maybe a few minutes behind, but looking forward again, like we said, to a great matchup this evening. In the update for the boys' game, the game has been tied 2-2 in the top of the fourth. But with one out, we have Levi Crandall on first base. And so hopefully the Indians can do some damage there in the inning and regain the lead. But been pretty impressed so far with the boys program, the baseball program, and first-year head coach Josh Stearns have had multiple close games that they've been able to pull out and able to have that clutch gene, as they're saying now in the NBA playoff time. But a lot of guys coming up big for them, in a new era of Mississinewa baseball under Josh Stearns. So happy to see the boys do well with that and get those wins. But we are here for softball, and, the Lady Indians have had a really, really good start to their season. I think expectations were high, have been high. Maybe, and I don't know if the ladies would say this or not, but maybe a little bit underachieving last year for what they thought they were going to do after, a stellar, freshman season by a lot of these Lady Indians. Last season I think they would say was probably a little bit of a disappointment, and, I think they maybe took that a little bit personally in the offseason and have done some work and, have had a great start to their season, and believe that they have only lost one game so far this season. So, and that was an extra innings game to Ben Davis, a school that's probably 3 times as big as we are. So, again, very, very excited about the matchup this evening. Mississinewa sitting at 6-1. I believe that we may be ranked in the top 15, 13, I believe is what I had heard, in 3A, and very deservedly so. Played some played it well and had a great start to our season. But like we had mentioned before, the Lapel Lady Bulldogs come in at 8-2 and state runner-up last year, and a lot of credit to them for the season last year, and probably sitting on some of that reputation, but ranked number 2 right now in 2A. So like we said, looking forward to a good matchup here. Probably a pitcher's duel, as both pitchers ERA under 2. Zanikowski with a 2-run ERA, and Brooklyn Nash coming in with a 1-run ERA, and both of them having pitched a lot of innings so far this season, and a lot of strikeouts by both pitchers as well. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break here, and we'll come back and we'll get you started with our starting lineups on the field, and looking forward to, again, to a great game. All right, welcome back as the Lady Lapel Bulldogs are finishing up their infield. I will say, as just a coach myself, been pretty impressed with the swagger the coach has out there, sitting, hitting their infield here, getting ready for the game, doing some little bat flips and some other tricks, and definitely some good energy here at Schwartz Field this evening, and looking forward to a great game. And like we said, Lapel will start with Batting first, number 4, or number 25, Stirs. Batting second, number 22, Harper. Batting third, number 18, Everman. Batting fourth, number 34, Gore. Batting fifth, number 2, Jannings. Batting sixth, number 24, Balzer. Batting seventh, number 23, Wayne Scott. Batting eighth, number 5, Bordenhorn. Batting ninth, I'm going to say it wrong. I have to go look at Murrows. I have to go look at the cheat sheet. And then the pitcher, Zankowski, will be at the bottom of the lineup as a pitcher. So for your Lady Indians, batting first, number 16, Brooklyn Nash. Batting second, number 6, Allie Trejo. Batting third, number 4, Jenna Kraus. Batting fourth, number 5, Charlie Ballage. Batting fifth, number 17, Amaya Parr-Enman. Batting sixth, number 13, Jess Teagarden. Batting seventh, number 3, Lila Greer. Batting eighth, number 9, Miller. And batting ninth, number 8, Matchett. So getting our captains out there, having the officials talk, lineups exchanged, and we are going to have softball here before you know it. All right. As promised, here we go with some softball. Lady Indians, home team, will be in the field first. Brooklyn Nash on the bump, on the mound, on the rubber for the Lady Indians. First up to bat for the Lapel Lady Bulldogs is number 25, Stiers. She is batting .281 on the season with 9 hits, 5 RBIs, with 1 extra base hit. So, batting second is Harper, number 22. She is batting .481 with 13 hits, 8 RBIs, 8 doubles, and a triple. So, very, very impressive number there for her. And batting third for the Lady Bulldogs, number 18, Everman, batting .324 with 11 hits and 12 RBIs with 5 doubles. So a lot of extra base hits here in the top of the Lady Bulldog lineup. The Lady Indians will look to limit the damage here early and hopefully jump out quickly as a throwdown from Lila Greer, and we will get ready here for some softball. Like we said at the pregame, Brooklyn Nash leads the Lady Indians, 3 trio of pitchers, I guess. Charlie Ballage, Lila Grill, and herself in strikeouts with 18 so far this season. And her quick 2 games that she has pitched in this early season. First pitch swinging, ball to short, bobbled, and not quite in time. So I would say probably a single for Stiers to lead off the game. Tough backhand in the hole for Amaya Parr-Emman, almost able to make the play. So lead off single, 1 pitch single, and Brooklyn Nash goes back to work. Harper watches the first pitch for a strike on the outside corner. Snap throw from Greer over to Parker Matchett at first. Not quite in time, keeping the runner honest at first. But 0-2 to start the at-bat for Harper. Harper, like we said, batting .481 with 8 RBIs and 8 doubles. Ball outside. Brooklyn Nash trying to paint the corners here early. Good hold by Harper there. Senior for the Lady Bulldogs. Pitch number 4 of the at-bat. Almost got her. Ball in the dirt. Runner goes. Safe. Stiers reaches on the steal. Harper able to hold off the changeup or the slower pitch by Nash there. Count is 2-2. Ball high. Count is full. So Harper doing a good job working Brooklyn Nash to a full count. And here we go, the payoff pitch with a runner in scoring position. The ball is put in play for the first out of the inning.
Rounds out to second for the first out. That'll bring up right fielder number 18, Ava Everman.
Teagarden there for the play, but does advance Stiers to third with 1 out. So 1 hit away, maybe a bat away from being on the board already in the first inning, the Lady Bulldogs. Brooklyn Nash still trying to throw that pitch on the outside, not quite getting the call there. Count is 0-1. Nash brings it inside. Everman able to foul it off. Everman batting .324 on the season with 12 RBIs and 5 doubles, and an option there or opportunity here to maybe add to that RBI total. Pitch on the way in the dirt, swung on, strike two. Great pitch by Brooklyn Nash there. Getting Everman to chase. Up in the count now, 2-1. Nash attacked by an insect there on the mound. Takes a minute to recompose herself. Pitch on the way. Again, just a bit outside. Count back to even, 2-2. We'll blame that one on the fly. Nash checks her wristband for the pitch. Comes to the plate, swung on, foul ball. The count stays 2-2. At least from up here in the press box, it does look like Brooklyn Nash is definitely throwing outside. A lot of those pitches trying to catch that outside corner. Probably about 50-50 so far. Ball high. And here we go again, full count. Brings the heat. Brooklyn Nash, big strikeout there for the second out of the inning.
The second out. That'll bring up catcher number 34, Layla Brewer.
Big strikeout there by Brooklyn Nash. Gets us the 2 outs with the opportunity to end the inning at first with no damage done. So Brooklyn Nash here getting ready to go up against the number 4 hitter, Gore. Gore is batting .467 with 9 RBIs. Strike on the outside corner for pitch 1. Another great pitch right on the outside corner. That one was just beautifully placed by Brooklyn Nash. Love the rhythm, love the routine she's got. Very methodical out there. She is someone that, as she prepares for the game, she says she gets dressed in the exact same order for every single game. So not surprising to see her out there with her routine, just going at it. That ball outside, just a little bit too much for ball 1. Gore looking to try to get the Lady Bulldogs on the board here. Pitch outside. Almost got her to chase. Able to hold back, hold off. Count goes to 2-2. Gore just digging herself a hole in the batter's box now, trying to get her feet set and ready to go. Pitch, ball in play to Amaya Parr-Enman at short. Great catch, great throw. Out number 3, and no damage done on the first pitch single by Stiers. And so the Lady Indians will come up to bat next. Led off by Brooklyn Nash, then Allie Trejo, followed by Jenna Kraus. My fault. All right, quick update on the boys' baseball game. And unfortunately, the Mississinewa Indians are down 2-4 at the end of the 4th inning. So hopefully the boys have a little bit of fight left in them there for 3 more innings to make a comeback here and make that game interesting. So we're going to go ahead and take a 30-second break, and we will be right back as the Lady Indians lead off the 1st inning. All right, as we get ready to lead off the bottom of the first, Brooklyn Nash, the lefty, will lead us off.
Leading off the bottom of the first inning, pitcher number 16, Brooklyn Nash.
I mean, I know like dogs like to dig, but the Lady Bulldogs are out here just not appreciating the freshly leveled dirt here at Schwartz Field. Nice. Brooklyn Nash starts out watching ball one. Outside corner. Zanikowski looks like she's got some pretty nasty left to right movement on her pitch. Got that second pitch there on the outside corner for strike. Nash looks at that one for ball number 2. 1-2 the count. Zanikowski with the pitch. Nash offers, foul ball. Takes the count to 2-2. Brooklyn Nash leading the Lady Indians on the season with 13 hits, batting .481 on the season. Offers on the high outside pitch. Zanikowski sits Brooklyn Nash down on swing. So winning that first pitcher's duel, as it were. And Ali Trejo comes up to bat.
Number 6, Ali Trejo.
First pitch swinging, unable to make contact. Ali takes first, strike one. Strike two. Ali Trejo up to bat. Watches ball one outside. Looking at the official score last inning, they did give Amaya Parr Emin a error. So not a hit, but an error as Trejo looks at ball 2. Ali does her normal routine, showing a little bit of bunt. Pulls back for timing. Swing and a miss for strikeout number 2 for Zanikowski. And I think we said Zanikowski was already had a lot of strikeouts on the season so far. 31 strikeouts, so we'll just go ahead and add 2 more already for the Lady Indians there. But Zanikowski, no stranger to strikeouts. Kaus looks at ball 1. Offering another ball high for ball 2. Kaus up early in the count. The pitch swung on. Strike 1 for Kaus. Early impressions, very impressed with Zanikowski. Her ball has some nasty movement as Kaus watches strike 2. So the count goes to 2-2. I would expect Jenna to be aggressive like the last 2 batters, even though the count is 2-2. Way to sit back and drives it. Kaus for the first hit of the game for the Lady Indians. Great at bat by Jenna there. Got it to 2-2. Was able to sit back in the off-speed pitch there and drive it up the middle of the field for.
Now batting, left fielder, number 5, Charlie Ballage.
For the first hit of the game. And Charlie Ballage, who recently had the two home run game here at Schwartz Field. Oh, takes the first pitch, strike on the inside corner. Homered early in the game to break the 0-0 tie, and then homered for the game-winning walk-off in the bottom of the ninth. Swinging there. Down early in the count, 2 strikes, no balls. But again, Lady Indians, I believe, will be very aggressive here early. Charlie Ballage batting .333, sees that ball, holds off for ball 1. Counts at first. Watching, waiting for the opportunity to try to get to second, get in a scoring position, and Charlie Ballage swings and misses on a nice inside pitch by Zanikowski, and Zanikowski adds 3 quick strikeouts to her total there. And after the 1, we are tied 0-0. Take a break, and we'll be back with the top of the second inning. All right, welcome back. And up to bat, we have left fielder number 2. Is that Jennings? Lefty. Swinging. Great play there. Quick 1 pitch out.
For the first out. That brings up first baseman number 20.
Great play by Teagarden there on the 1 hop to secure the ball, make a nice throw over to first. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. Early work for the Lady Indians. Now up to bat number 24, Balzer. Number 24, Balzer, batting .333. Watches the first pitch hit the outside corner for strike 1. Pitch number 2 coming, and will also hit the outside corner for strike 2. Again, Brooklyn Nash up early in the count. 2 strikes, no balls. Balzer looking to stay aggressive here. Put the ball into play. And same spot again. 3 pitches, 1, 2, 3. Strikeout for Brooklyn Nash. 2 outs.
That'll bring up the designated player, number 23, Madison Wainscott.
Two of the 3 Van Landingham brothers just joined us in the press box. I know there's 4, but there was 3 basketball players, so I say 3. I did enjoy having Tyrese in class, though. Brooklyn Nash getting ahead in the count early again. Brooklyn Nash sets her routine. Wind up, pitch. Same spot, outside corner. Brooklyn Nash hitting spots early. Gets to strike 2. Sets, pitches, ball high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wayne Scott looking to put the ball in play, maybe get something happen, get something rolling, 2-out rally here. Puts the ball into play. Nash lets it go. Parr Enman with the scoop. And the stretch by Parker Matchett. They are able to get the out. Great play by Parr Enman on charging the ball there. Good to throw on the run. Great stretch by Parker Matchett to go 1, 2, 3. We'll be right back with the bottom of the second inning. First up will be Amaya Parr Enman. All right. Quick update on the boys' game. Still 2-4, but a man on second and third with 2 outs, and Leighton Stearns up to bat. So senior Leighton Stearns hopefully able to make something happen here, cutting to that lead in the top of the 5th. But back here at Schwartz Stadium, Parr Enman steps into the box. First pitch, high from Zanikowski. Amaya Parr Enman batting .217 on the season. 5 hits, 5 RBIs. Looking to get things going early here in the inning for the Lady Indians. Watches ball 2. Zanikowski sets, fires, ball low. Parr Enman up in the count early, 3-0. Shows bunt, pulls back, and a quick 1, 2, 3, 4 ball walk. Parr Enman trots down to first. That will bring up number 13, Jara Teagarden, batting .261 on the season. No, she had a hot bat last night, I think, from what I could tell. Went 4 for 5 or 4 for 4. Swinging early, strike 1. Coach Schwartz calls out the play call. Teagarden steps into the box. Zanikowski looks, fires, showed bunt, low, nothing. Parr Enman looking. Ball overthrown, looks to go to second, but comes back. Probably a wise decision. Aggressive plays all around as the catcher threw to first, maybe a little bit high. Parr Enman dives back into first, not able to get up and get to second in time, but Teagarden steps back into the box with a 1-1 count. Shows bunt again. Great bunt by Teagarden to get the ball in play. It looks like Parr Enman now may be getting caught in a rundown. Ball's dropped, though. Looks like she might. Nope. Thought with the bobbled ball at second base that Parr Enman may have a chance to slide into third safely, but Coach Schwartz does not agree. Felt like Par Edmond may have slid underneath the tag as the throw was a little bit high. Walks over to consult with the infield umpire. And so we'll take a quick 30-second timeout as they discuss the play at third base, but just seems like Amaya maybe just a little bit too aggressive on the rounding of second on the bunt, got caught kind of in no man's land and got caught in the pickle, and Lapel bobbled the ball, thought that maybe it was an opportunity for Amaya Par Edmond to get into third base, but thrown out. Coach Schwartz disagrees, has a chat with the outfield umpire to no avail, and Lapel quickly out of trouble with 2 outs as number 3, Lila Greer, comes to bat. Strike by Zanikowski on the outside corner to go up 1-0. Or, sorry, 0-1. Ball high. Lila Greer batting .238 on the season. 5 hits. Looking to get a rally started with 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Low ball in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch on the way, swung on, missed, count to 2-2. Ball high, maybe a little bit outside, unable to squeeze the ball. Balzer, catcher. Count goes to full. Pitch on the way, ball foul. Count remains the same. Just looking at both pitchers, again, like we talked about, both very efficient, very good pitchers. Zanikowski seems to have a much faster routine than what Brooklyn Nash does. It seems as she, strike 3, sits down Lila Greer to end the inning, but as the Mississinewa player enters the box, Zanikowski seems ready to rock and fire. So, though we had a runner in scoring position able to do any damage, that will be the end of the second inning. We'll take a break as we get ready to start the third.
Number 5, Addison Bodenhorn.
All right, to lead off the third inning, Bodenhorn, number 5, steps up to the plate. Brooklyn Nash settling into her routine. Score still tied 0-0. Ball 1, a little bit low, but still hitting that outside corner, Brooklyn Nash. Foul ball. Off the foot of the umpire. Count goes 2-2. Nash gets the signal, gets set, gets ready to pitch. 1-1 count. Right on that outside corner again. Brooklyn Nash hitting spots, being efficient. Goes up. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Nash calls time, asks for the count again. Takes her signal and gets set. Rocks, fires, brings it inside for the strikeout. Coach Schwartz is pumped. Big first out for the Lady Indians. Pitch on the way, outside, but low for ball 1. Not seeing Murrows on their stat sheet right now. There she is, batting .240 with 6 hits on the season. Swinging foul down the third baseline for strike 1. Bit outside by Brooklyn Nash. Nods her head in agreement with the umpire. Said, yeah, that's probably a little bit farther outside than what it should have been for a strike. Two balls, 1 strike, the count. Nash sets, fires, brings it on the inside corner, swung on for strike 2. Murrows gets set in the box. Nash checks the signal. Gets ready to fire. 2-2 count. Ball in play to Par Enman, who fields it cleanly. Throw to first. Stretch by Matchett for out number 2. And that'll bring number 25, Sires. Stiers, batting .281, 9 hits on the season. Interesting to see if the second time through the Lady Bulldogs have any more success against Brooklyn Nash, having seen her once already. But first pitch, outside corner, kind of like clockwork there, and Brooklyn gets ahead 0-1. Pitch number 2 in play in the gap. Almost the same spot as our first at bat. But this time a hit for Stiers.
Left field. That bring up shortstop number 22, Tatum Harper.
Harper up to bat, who grounded out at her first at bat. Stiers having luck on both at bats today, putting it in play. Reached on error the first inning and now reached on a hit in the gap between third and short to give Lapel a runner with 2 outs in the top of the third. Both coaches very engaged in the game today, both calling out their plays, their sets, their numbers, the pitches. Great chess match here this evening so far between the Lady Indians and Lady Bulldogs. Pitch on the way, a little bit outside, snap throw to first. Stiers is there safe. As the count, it stays or goes to 1-1. Another pitch inside, swung on for strike number 2. Harper, number 22, batting 41 on the season with 8 RBIs and 8 doubles. Very impressive numbers. Nash fires. Soft pop fly played by Nash for out number 3. And the Lady Bulldogs remain scoreless through 3 innings. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd inning. All right, as we start the bottom of the 3rd inning, we will lead off with Miller, Jaylee Miller, batting .375 on this season. And then on deck will be Parker Matchett, who's batting .409. Jaylee thought about it, but holds. Ball 1. Ball just a little bit high and outside, coming back from the catcher. Miller in the box. Looks at strike 1 on the inside corner. Zanikowski with 4 strikeouts on the game. Looking to battle back from 2-0 count. Count goes 3-1. Miller in control right now. Coach Schwartz nods her head, probably maybe giving her the green light here to be aggressive if it's a pitch she likes. Zanikowski looks at her pitch count, pitch call, fires, fouled off, up the first base line, and the count will go full. And again, a leadoff walk for the Lady Indians as Miller goes down to first, and that'll bring up Parker Matchett, who we said is batting .409 on the season with 9 hits, a couple doubles, and an RBI. Parker turns, bunts, fouled off at the top of, I believe, the catcher to the backstop for strike 1. Coach Schwartz checks on the umpire, so it must not have been the catcher, must have been the umpire taking one off the face mask. Shows bunt, pulls back for ball 1. Miller almost got caught out there in no man's land, no woman's land, I guess, but is able to get back, no play at first. Would not be surprised to see Parker square again. She does, gets the bunt down. Great punch and errant throw. Error will bring, Matchett. Play at second, maybe a throw outside a little bit, but error there for the Lady Bulldogs. Puts runners in both scoring positions. Second and third is Brooklyn Nash. The leadoff batter is back up to base, up to bat. Brooklyn Nash struck out in her first at bat, looking to do something a little bit different here. And her second at bat looks. Nash almost looked like a pitch out there to maybe make a play at third as the shortstop kind of came over to cover third base there, but Nash back in the box, looking to get some runs on the board, help her own cause. Bunts, foul. Not sure if that was a squeeze situation. Didn't take a look down to third fast enough. See if Miller was moving. But the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. Nash steps back in the box. Swinging. Foul ball. Count goes 2-2. Ball in play. Great play. Throw home. Going to throw her out at home on the fielder's choice there. Miller goes on the hit. Shortstop throws first. Miller thrown out at home, so the score stays 0-0. Runners on the corner, only 1 out as Ali Trejo steps up to bat. Bang, bang play. Good throw by the shortstop. Trejo looking to make something happen here. Would not be surprised to see Nash moving as well on the pitch. Looks the bunt. No, high outside. No play at second. Base is seated to Nash. So again, runners on third and second. Trejo up to bat. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out. Pitch high again. 2 balls, no strikes. Trejo also struck out in her first at bat, so looking to get a hit on the board. AT looks to kind of swing bunt there. Interesting look, foul ball, strike 1. Not sure if we're looking squeeze here to push it up the first and par M, and we'll be running from third, but Trejo steps back in the box. Looks at that swinging bunt again, popped up high. Caught in foul territory for out number 2. That'll bring Kaus up to bat, who hit on a great at bat in her first at bat up the middle. Again, looking to maybe get some stuff going here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Ball swung on, fouled off. Zanikowski up early. Indians, a lot more action on the bases this inning, trying to take advantage of runners in scoring position. Cal swinging again, foul, may stay in play, but not able to get to it as Lapel. New life for Kaus goes down though. No balls and 2 strikes. We'll say it is a beautiful sunny day, and that right field side of the field is definitely taking all of the sun. So may have been a factor there on that pop fly as Kaus looks at ball 1. Dugout yells, "Wear it," at Kaus as the ball is way inside. I believe she was maybe trying to, but just didn't quite get far enough inside. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kaus up, puts the ball in play. A slow roller to second. Able to make the play is Lapel, and no harm done to Lapel. The score stays 0-0 at the end of the third, but plenty of action on the bases there for the Lady Indians, unable to take advantage of runners in scoring position. And when we come back, we will have the top of the fourth. We talked early in the game about the efficiency and the skill level of both pitchers here this evening, and they have not disappointed as the game remains at zeros as we start the fourth inning. Zanikowski already has 4 strikeouts in the game, and Brooklyn Nash has 3 of her own as we look to start the fourth. First pitch low for ball 1. Leading off this inning, number 18, Everman. Takes strike on the outside corner, takes the count 1-1. Everman struck out in her first appearance at the plate. Brooklyn Nash trying to get her another strikeout. Ball hit hard at Par Inman, unable to make the play on her backhand side, and I think I would score that one a hit. Very hard hit ball to the throwing hand. Par Inman close, but unable to make the play there. And the leadoff hitter is on for the Lady Bulldogs. Catcher Gore up to bat, swinging early. Trejo tracking, finding, catching for out number 1. I will say, after calling the last game for the Lady Indians here at home, Ali Trejo covers a lot of ground in the outfield. So doubted her maybe a couple times in the last game, will not make that same mistake, and she's able to track that fly down, make the catch, keep the runner at first. And number 2, Jennings up to the plate, swinging early as well, and that's going to be down for a hit. Just a little blooper over the infield.
Jennings singles to left field. That brings up first baseman number 24, Delaney Balzer.
So number 24, Balzer, will come up. Balzer struck out in her first at bat, but runners on second and first with 1 out. Lady Indians looking to limit damage here. Bunt is popped up against the fence for strike 1. Lady Indians talking and in motion. Ball not put into play yet. Nash to her routine, backs up to the back of the circle. Deep breath, checks her signals. Steps on the rubber and gets ready to pitch. Ball right back. Play to third. Nice play by Brooklyn Nash to get the lead runner. 2 outs now. Good play by Kaus and Nash there to make sure they got the lead runner on third, and 2 down now with runners at second and first still. And number 23, Wayne Scott, at bat, who grounded out in her first at bat. Pitch outside, strike one. Last hit went to Par Enman on the ground for an out. Nash ahead early in the count. Looks to hit that same spot, but just a little bit farther outside for ball one. Both teams here in the last half innings getting runners on base, trying to make something happen, and pitchers dueling as Nash fires the next pitch. In the dirt by Greer will get the runners to second and third. Lady Bulldogs threatening now as Nash checks the signal. Fires, foul ball, and the count goes to 2-2. Would not be surprised to see Nash bring this next pitch inside, as she has a few different times here in the last few innings to ring up the batter. Been working that outside corner, and then I'll bring it inside for that off-speed, misplaced pitch. Nash fires. Nope, back to the outside. Just a bit outside, and the count will go full. Count full. Runners on second and third. The payoff pitch here brings it inside. Ball in play. And Amaya Par Enman unable to make the play. And I would say that is probably another error on Amaya Par Enman. Will allow the first run of the game to cross the plate. AT, though, like we talked about, quick to get that ball in and holds the runner at third. So only one run gone. Runner on first and third. Foul ball. That does not feel good. Fouled off her ankle, I think, or shin. Either way, does not feel nice. Is that where we are? Bodenhorn, who struck out her first at bat. Trying to walk it off a little bit here. Umpire giving her a few seconds to regain her composure a little bit. Nash taking a deep breath, getting herself together after giving up one here in the inning. Yeah, here we go. Bodenhorn back in the box, ready to go. Pitch comes inside for strike two. Nash not wasting any time. Up 2 strikes, no balls. Hopefully we'll slam the door here on the inning and limit damage done. Oof. Pitch just outside, maybe a little high for ball one. Runner advances to second. No play, no throw. Nash rocks, fires, and strike 3 on the outside corner. Great play there by Brooklyn Nash to limit damage, and the Lady Bulldogs score 1 on the pass ball and then error by Par Enman. The Lady Indians will look to have their own rally here in the bottom of the fourth. All right, to start us off in the bottom of the fourth inning, Charlie Ballage, who struck out in her first at bat, looking to get a hit on the board for herself and help her team get started in the right way here. After giving up one run last half inning. Ballage sets. Zanikowski fires. Called strike one on the inside corner. Zanikowski fires way outside for ball one. Quick update on the boys' game. In the bottom of the sixth inning, the Indians, our boys' baseball team, is down 5-2. Zanikowski rocks, fires, swinging, pop up here in the middle infield, shortstop. Squeezes it, and Ballage flies out for the first out of the inning, which will bring Par Emmon up to bat.
Now batting, shortstop, number 17, Amaya Par Emmon.
Ball hit high and foul. Ball hit again, high and out of play. Parman watches ball 2 go by. Count 2-2. Like I mentioned earlier, Zanikowski there at the very quick routine. Looks, fires, another pop fly. Looks like in the shallow infield, first base. Maybe struggled with the sun a little bit, but able to squeeze the ball, and that'll be out number 2 in the fourth.
Now batting, second baseman, number 13, Jara Teagarden.
Jara Teagarden will step up to bat. Grounded out in her first at bat as she looks at strike one. Second pitch on the way, swinging foul ball for strike number 2. Teagarden being aggressive at the plate. Zanikowski checks the signal, rocks and fires for strike number 3.
Two runs and strikes out
And that'll
to
be her
Amy.
5th strikeout of the game to end the 4th. Take a break as Brooklyn Nash will come back out to lead us here in the top of the 5th, down 1-0. All right, in the top of the 5th,
Leading off the top of the 5th inning, center fielder
number
16
16, Murrows, who grounded out in her first at bat as well. Nash will rock fire and throw. Ball 1 high. So we will go 9-1-2 this inning for the Lady Bulldogs. Nash fires, foul ball. Couse there. Had it been fair, would have been a nice play at first, but strike 1. Nash rocks, fires, low in the dirt for ball 2. Pitch on the way, inside. Too much inside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Ball swung on, popped up inside. Couse calls it and secures it for out.
Burrows flies out
Number
for
1.
first out. That brings up second baseman number 25, Paige Steyers.
Steyers back up to bat, who reached on error and then a hit. Looking to get things rolling again for the Lady Bulldogs. Steyers batting .281 on the season. Having herself a pretty good game so far. Swung on first pitch, out of play for strike 1. Steyers put the ball in play twice so far this game. I believe both to the shortstop, Par Emin. First for an error, second for an out. Looks the bunt here in the air. Called out, but then changed to safe. Coach Schwartz and the crowd does not agree with the call. Looked like maybe Parker secured it, but did not, I guess, complete the catch, maybe, to use some football terminology. And I don't know if that'll be scored an error or a hit. A tough play either way for Matchett. Would have been a spectacular catch on the bunt, but nonetheless, Steyers on with 1 out. Harper up to bat, who is grounded out and hit. And there's another blooper over the third baseman for a hit, and you blink and Lapel with girls on first and second, one out. And Everman up to bat. Nash is going to call time and call Greer out and call the ladies over to talk about it. Everman struck out and got out on the fielder's choice to third, so got a hit as well. So 1 for 2 on the day, looking to maybe score another, looking to add some scoring here and some RBIs for herself. First pitch ball low and outside. Everman batting .324 on the season with 11 hits and 12 RBIs, which leads the team. So looking to add to that total with another hit here. You would think a hit would maybe score from second. Foul ball off another ankle. Maybe not quite as bad as the last one, but a strike for Nash, and the count will go 1-1. Nash looks over, gets the call, checks the call on a wristband, and rock, fire, ball high. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Nash evens the count at 2-2. Nash looks to get out number 2 here on her own. Ball hit hard, foul at the first base coach. The count will stay 2-2. Boys baseball in the top of the 7th with a man on first, one out, still down 5-2. Nash looks, fires. Everman able to hang in there and get a piece of the off-speed pitch. Rocks, fires, another foul ball. Great duel here between Everman and Nash. Ladies on first and second. 2-2 the count. Runners not really looking to move yet, but if that count were to go full, would not be surprised to see some movement out there. Ball hit to right field. Miller able to make the play, and not sure if Steyer should have tagged on that. If coach was looking to tag, they thought it was down, but not able to advance bases, so they remain on first and second with 2 outs, and Gore up to bat. Gore takes strike 1. Has put the ball in play twice. Not exactly sure what happened there. It looked like maybe a ball overthrown there. Back to the pitcher. Leads to the runners advancing to second and third. Nash nods her head as she looks to maybe take care of business herself here, up with 1 strike. Ball on the way, low. Able to keep it right underneath her. Runners hold and stay Nash rocks, fires, ball high, goes down in the count, 2-1. Lady Indians looking to get out of trouble here. 2 outs, girls on third and second. Nash offers, held back, a little pop fly, and I don't think AT's getting to that, and that will score 2. The throw home will allow Gore to get to second.
Number 2, Carly Jennings.
Gore, the catcher, will get a courtesy runner, and number 17, Mazi, the freshman, will come in to run. Ball inside to Jennings, batting .259 on the season. Jennings ground out, hit, and scored in her second at bat. Ball looks popped up, looks foul, and Ballage able to track it down for the third out of the inning, but not before the Lady Bulldogs are able to put 2 more runs on the board. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Mississinewa 0, Lapel 3. Greer will lead it off for the Lady Indians in the bottom half of the 5th. Greer struck out in her first at bat. The Lady Bulldogs definitely having more success at the plate and have gone through their lineup a couple different times, and the Lady Indians are just now getting to the bottom of their lineup for the second time through as Greer looks at ball 1. Indians looking to cut into this lead. Greer looks, another ball high. Zanikowski offers. Greer looks at strike number 2 on the inside corner. The count goes 2-2. Foul ball. Greer stays in the game. Boys baseball falls to Huntington North this evening, 5-2. Led early, but unable to finish it off. As Zanikowski offers ball outside, count goes full. Greer
Greer strikes out for the
watches
first out.
strike number 3 down the middle of the plate. Maybe a little bit low. Did not look like she quite agreed, but called third strike, and that'll be out number 1.
Now batting, a right fielder, number 9, Jaylee Miller.
Miller offers for strike 1. Zanikowski up to 6 strikeouts on the game. Pitch outside corner, strike 2. Zanikowski fires, Miller swings. No connection there, and that'll be the second out of the inning. And that'll bring Parker Matchett up to bat,
Now batting, first
who hit in her
baseman,
first
number
at-bat.
8, Parker Matchett.
Swinging first pitch, fouled back, straight back over the press box for strike 1. Zanikowski looks, fires, swung on, strike 2. Zanikowski has struck 3 out in a row, looking to strike out number 4. Parker Matchett fouls it off to stay alive. Pitch outside there for ball 1. Good eye by Matchett. Pitch on the way. Swung on. And that is 4 strikeouts in a row
Matchett strikes out
and
for the
8
inning.
total for Zanikowski. As we go to the top of the 6th, the score is Mississinewa 0, Lapel 3. Delaney Bolser will lead off for the Lady Bulldogs. And she has struck out and reached on a fielder's choice. Nash throws that one a little bit short for ball 1. Nash has seen 23 batters so far this game as she throws a ball 2. She's thrown 82 pitches and 55 of those being strikes, so has been efficient. And then another just blooper past third base. Lady Bulldogs just finding
Buster singles
that
to
hole
left
there,
field.
right past third
That
baseman.
brings up the designated player, number 23, Madison.
And Balzer will reach by hit. Which brings Wayne Scott up to bat, who's batting .500 on the season. There's the bunt, popped. A little miscommunication there by Nash and little miscommunication there by Cowse and Nash, but Nash able to recover the ball quickly and make the throw to second and get the out to the lead runner. So kudos to Brooklyn Nash staying on her toes and staying with the play, able to get the out there. As Bodenhorn steps into the box. Bodenhorn struck out both times, but there it is again down that left, up the left field, down the line. And that will score one. Par Emmon looked confused, thought maybe that the runners were stopping, not sure, but thought maybe she had a chance to make a play at home, but did not make the throw. And that double by Bodenhorn will score one. It's Bodenhorn's second double on the season. As Brooklyn Nash throws first pitch strike. Murrows in the box, having grounded out and popped out. Put the ball in play twice, unable to reach though. Looking to maybe put the ball in play here and advance or score the runner. Nash up though with 2 strikes. Ball popped up, and that looks like trouble again. Just floated over the top of second base. And Bodenhorn stumbles as she rounds third, unable to score. Probably saved the Lady Indians there. And that'll have runners there on first and third. Coach calls timeout, and Bodenhorn dusts herself off and maybe just gets herself together. Steyer's back up as the top of the order for the Lady Bulldogs. Looks at ball one. Steyer's 2 for 3 on the day. Only batting .281 though, so having a very good day at the plate. Looking to add to her RBI total. Pitch on the way, strike. Runner goes from first. Not a look from the Lady Indians though. Nash fires, another pop fly, maybe trouble again. Miller looks, pauses, not sure. Again, not sure what the Lady Indians are thinking here. But Steyers hits that pop fly though. Runner able to tag and score, so a sac fly RBI pushes the lead to 4-0. 5-0. Excuse me. My scoreboard operator's running a little bit slower than normal. Harper steps into the box, batting .481. Offers for strike one. Batter looks at it, thought about it, pulled back, but still a strike. Harper goes down. 2 strikes, no balls with 2 outs. Brooklyn Nash looking to pick another strikeout here. Outside, corner, cold, strike 3, and Nash gets out of the top half with another strikeout. But, again, the Lady Bulldogs add 2 more to the scoreboard, making it an uphill battle for the Lady Indians. They're going to have to get their bats going this half an inning if they hope to be in the game here late. All right, the Lady Indians will lead off the bottom of the 6th with the top of their lineup, Brooklyn Nash, as the Lady Indians look to get the bats going here in their 3rd time through. Zanikowski has shut the Lady Indians out so far as Nash looks at ball 1. Zanikowski offers, ball swung on to left field high, hung long enough for the left fielder able to track it down, and Nash flies out for out number 1. That'll bring Ali Trejo to the bat.
Now batting center fielder number 6, Ali Trejo.
Trejo struck out and popped out in her first 2 at-bats. Sees strike 1. Swing, pop, fly, maybe some trouble there. Nope, second baseman able to track it down. Does have those sunglasses on, though, because that sun can be tricky over there on that side of the field. But Trejo will pop out to second base for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting third baseman number 4, Jenna Cowles.
Jenna Cowles comes up to bat, looking to start a 2-out rally, swinging first pitch. That one is not going to get down either. Right fielder playing in, able to track it down and secure it. And the Lady Indians go down 1, 2, 3. As we enter the final inning of the softball game, Lapel leads the Indians 5-0. Everman will lead off the Lady Bulldogs. Everman has struck out, got on fielder's choice, and flew out So again, the Lady Bulldogs doing a good job of putting the ball in play today, making the Lady Indians make plays, and the Lady Indians struggling as Nash has only given up 2 earned runs, but they sit down 5-0. Nash goes to work early, getting it up early with 1 strike. Nash offers swinging again. Everman down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch swung on, driven deep. Miller there for the catch. 1 down. So Nash retires the first batter. Next up is Gore. Gore has gone 1 for 3, grounded out, flew out, but doubled, and I believe had 2 RBIs to start the 6th inning, and turns on that one. A hard shot down the third base line for another hit. And Gore will go 2 for 4 on the day.
That brings up the left fielder, number 2, Carly Jennings.
Jennings back up to bat. Ground out, flew out. Does have 1 hit and 1 run scored, and fouls off the first pitch. Pitch on the way. High. Gets past Greer. And the courtesy runner, number 17, Mazzi, will get to second base. So 1 out. Runner on second. Count is 1-1. Ball outside. 2-1. Nash fires, swung on. Ground ball to second. Fielded. Throw to first is in time. 2 outs. Runner does advance, though, to third base. Balzer will come up to bat with 2 outs and a runner on third. Check that. Balzer is not up to bat. Nunn will be batting in her place. Nunn, a junior, batting 200 on the season. Will step into the box for the first time this evening, looking to maybe get something going here for the Lady Bulldogs with a runner on third with 2 outs. First pitch swinging down the just foul down the third base line deep. Ballage almost there, but foul. Impressive first swing of the night for Nunn. Just a long strike 1. In other news, the Pacers lead the Bucks early in the first quarter, 16-10. Brooklyn Nash gets Nunn to pop up, and she's able to catch that pop fly for out number 3. And here in the bottom half of the 7th, it's a do or die time for the Lady Indians, looking up at a 5-0 deficit we will be leading off with Charlie Ballage. All right, here we go. Do or die time for the Lady Indians. Down 5-0. Charlie Ballage up to bat. Charlie with 0 for 2 on the evening with a strike and a pop out. Looks at strike number 1. Charlie swinging. Fouls it off. 2 strikes, no balls. Pitch outside. Ball 1. Zanikowski rocks back, fires, swinging. Strike 3 on Ballage as she offers and does not connect. That'll be strikeout number 9 for Zanikowski. So definitely seeing how and why Zanikowski has the numbers she does as a pitcher. Ball low outside to Par Inman. Par Inman going 1 for 2 on the day. Sorry, walked. Pops one up to center field, settles underneath it, caught for out number 2. So, excuse me, Par Inman did walk and then has popped out and flown out to go 0 for 2 for the game. Jenna
Second baseman, number 13, Jara Teagarden.
Sorry, Jared Teagarden up to bat. Way outside, ball 1. The Indians down to their last out of the game. Ball 2 high. Teagarden at bat with purpose, understanding this is it. Looks at strike 1, 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch on the way. Teagarden swings, does not connect. The count goes 2-2. Down to her last strike. Teagarden enters the box. Zanikowski rocks, fires, and long foul ball. Fan almost catches it looking into the sun. Would have been an impressive play. But here we go. And again.
Oh my God, Halliburton's already feeling it. Step back 3 on James, please.
Mr. Gowan here in the press box, just enjoying watching the Pacers play. Teagarden looks at ball 3, full count here. Not going down without a fight. Love the grit, love the work. Zanikowski looking to slam the door here and end this thing. Offers the pitch. Foul ball. Jarrah stays with it. And the count stays full. Offering and outside. Teagarden draws a walk, which will bring up Lila Greer. The Indians still alive. Greer has struck out twice. She is due, and now is the time we need it the most. Swung on, foul tip, but caught for strike one. Second pitch in there for strike two. Zanikowski looking for strikeout 10 on the game. Greer looking to stay alive and push this game. Ball outside to one more batter. Greer sits, waits. Zanikowski steps on the rubber. Here's the pitch. Pop fly, maybe trouble. Nope. Right fielder playing in is able to settle underneath it, take it, and get the catch. And Lapel will come out victorious 5-0. We talked about the pitching at the beginning of the game, and it did not disappoint. Brooklyn Nash giving up only three earned runs, throwing 75 strikes out of 105 pitches. Zanikowski strikes out 9, giving up no earned runs, throwing 63 strikes over 104 pitches. So a very impressive pitcher's duel. The Lady Indians come up short. One too many errors, not enough bats. And the Lady Indians will look to recover or bounce back this week as they get ready to play Frankton opening conference play on the 24th, Thursday at Frankton. Thanks for joining in, and we will see you next home game.